What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It's your girl, Miss Honey. I am here for my quick Iyanla and the Braxtons short. You guys know that I don't watch the Braxton Family Values, but I do watch and review Iyanla Fix My Life, and she happened to be on their show, Braxton Family Values, sort of doing what she does as a spiritual life coach. Same setup, and so there was a lot of scuttlebutt about that. So this is part two to that. I did like a small little short review of it, just my assessment of what was going on, which was really more questions. And thank you to you guys who had expressed that you had some of the same questions or had some additional questions. It was super eye opening for me. Um, and I'm dying to get this done because I have not seen anyone else's review of this episode because I just try to keep my thoughts pure. Sometimes it's just unconscious that you repeat things that was said by somebody else. You kind of repeat it as your own feelings because you agree with it. And just to keep things authentic, I just don't watch other people's reviews of the same shows that I review until I've done the review. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, please, I would love to have you. The tribe would welcome you in. Please hit that subscribe button, join my tribe, and of course, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget that notification bell. I don't do a lot of back-to-back videos, so the notification bell will let you know when I have come out here and drop some new content, as well as comment down below. I love to talk with my tribe down below. Okay, so I know I should probably be doing episode 18 of season 6 of Iyanla Fix My Life, but it is my parents' anniversary weekend, and my parents will have been married 51 years today, which is Sunday, October 7th. So we've had an action-packed weekend. So I missed the Saturday's installment of Iyanla Fix My Life. And as soon as I find it online somewhere, like it's not on demand right now. OWN does this all the time, but it's not on demand right now. And so just trying to find the whole episode. As soon as I find it, I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna put it up, I promise. All right, so let's just talk about the Braxtons and Iyanla, this second part. You guys know where we left off last week, which was Iyanla's spirit being vexed and her leaving because she felt disrespected and a lack of commitment where two people were concerned. Tony, who was probably 15, 20 minutes late coming, and Tamar, who was 2 hours late coming to taping. And Iyanla kind of let her have it, and she was a little shocked that she got dinged, and just the usual gestures. And well, we got more of that. We've got more of that this episode. But let me just tell you what I noticed from the gate. Everybody coming now. I noticed that no one hugged each other. Now, maybe when they all arrived that morning at the home where they film, maybe they had breakfast, maybe they all hugged then. I don't know. But just coming into this scene, they kind of seemed like they were trickling in and nobody had any hugs for each other. Again, they probably hugged off camera. I'm just telling you what I noticed. The other thing that I noticed was um, Tamar went immediately in with Trina about the eyelashes, and it was this, like she does just about everything, it's a little bit of a production. Like it's about to start. You know that Iyanla is about to come in any minute, and this is the time that you take to change your sister's eyelashes out, like and do her makeup, and do it was a it's another way of making yourself the center of attention. It's very slight. It comes across as caring. It comes across as um, she's always gathering, getting everybody together. It's a little bit of nervous energy. I've experienced it before where you're just kind of, you take that anxiety and you put it into something. In this case, it's her sister's eyelashes, right? So, Iyanla comes in, she notices right away, and she doesn't really let that distract her. And she goes into her conversation and she starts talking about, um, what had happened, everybody's experience with what had happened the day before, and what their experience is and how they are to blame in whatever way. And she starts with Tony, and Tony, acknowledges the hand slap that she was late and therefore didn't honor her commitment to be there and be there on time, no matter how late. And when she gets to Tamar, Tamar wants to hold Iyanla accountable. You said you were going to stick to it. You said you were going to be here to the end. Okay, those were the rules of engagement, and you walked off. So you broke your commitment. You were a hypocrite. Okay, so here we are. Boom, 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 boom. Fingers pointing. And she just decided she was going to hit first. She was going to tag Iyanla first. And it's kind of like watching um, a baby cub, try to take on take on a papa lion. You know what I mean? Like Iyanla was just like swat, 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 swat. Not to take joy in that, but it just goes to show you that a person can be so convinced of being right, even within themselves, they will take on a losing battle. They will stay aboard a sinking ship. You know what I mean? Like she came out the gate tagging Iyanla. And I don't know if she thought she was going to get an apology, but Iyanla just kept hitting her with the jabs. Like, no, when you broke the commitment, when you broke the contract, broke our agreement, then it makes everything that a part of that contract null and void. And Tamar wasn't receiving that. She wasn't prepared for that. You know what I mean? Because she thought she had her dead to rights with this whole hypocritical thing. You walked off. And then, of course, it's a series of back and forth and back and forth. And even when Iyanla is talking to someone else, she's, or she just turning her whole body. You know, just when she says to her, when she starts talking to her mom and her dad about where is this coming from? Where is this behavior coming from? Tamar loses it again. I'm not gonna do too much of this name calling. No one has called you a name. I said this behavior. You're saying it's bad behavior. She didn't say bad behavior. She said, where is this behavior coming from? At one point, she did even say, who corrects her? Not you. Are you committed to this? Are you? She was on the way up. Like she was building, 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 building to escalate anyway. She wanted to leave from giddy up, which is why she dinged her out the door. She was hoping it would be this quick back and forth exchange and she would say, you know what, I'm done with it, I'm out. Well, Trina had already said in her confessional from last week when they continued on to talk after Iyanla left and then Tamar left, um, uh, she said this is what happens. Tony and Tamar come late or they leave early and we're left to pick up the pieces. All right, so this is what she does. She's going to escalate. She's going to pick a fight and then she's gonna jet out. I didn't see the part where she brought up her molestation, unless it was in code and I missed it, unless it was off camera and I missed it. I was actually waiting for a second walk off. She walked off the first time Iyanla went to the car and tapped on the car and she said she needed a minute. This was after all of the back and forth with Iyanla. in a family setting. And while she sat in the car, Iyanla talked to their mom and their dad together. She talked to Tony about herself. She talked to Traci about herself. She talked to Tawanda and Trina together, in sort of these smaller groups. And eventually they come around the table, and um, they are to go one by one and say what they confess. Just being honest. One of the things Tawanda mentioned was that they aren't very honest with one another, and it's kind of doing each other a disservice because they're afraid to hurt each other's feelings. They aren't honest a lot of the time. So Dad starts off, and Tony kind of had, it was like a stinger there when she said, I love y'all. I don't like y'all, but I love y'all. If we wasn't family, we wouldn't even be friends. And Trina kind of smoothed that over because she felt like her and Tony would be friends, but your girl said what she said. She said what she said. Um, and Miss Evelyn said, confessed that she may have been too involved with the girls, too involved in their lives. I think they all collectively are way too involved with each other's lives. I think like a lot of households that were um, kids and families that were brought up under religion and religiosity. It's kind of how you control the family. It's kind of how you keep everything together. Is you have these certain rules of engagement, so to speak. Like, whatever goes on in this house stays in this house, and you're supposed to be best friends with your siblings. That's all you got. I know that's how I was taught. Your siblings is all you got. Take care of each other no matter what. Um, I think it has its place, but it can go south. So some of the things that Miss Evelyn and her husband was confessing, it was something that the kids really needed to hear. Now, of course, we get to Tamar, and I mean, she had let Iyanla have it to the point where Iyanla told her to take her finger down out of her face. She said, because that's not going to work. And she was like, well, you're being abusive, sis. You're being abusive. And she said, I'm not your sister. Okay, I'm 2 years younger than your mother. All right, I'm not your sister. Okay. And she was like, mm. So now she's had this time in the car. She's come back in. Everyone's given their confession of what they must confess, or I am confessing. And when she gives hers, it is a theatrical moment. Um, I don't know if tears are invisible to me. This is like the second or third person that I have seen on the internet proclaim to be crying or give me all the signs of crying, but there is no actual tears. Okay. I don't know, like I said, if they ordering them on Alibaba. They don't come next day from Alibaba. They come 3, 4 weeks later. I don't know when we can expect those tears that Tamar was crying, but she had all the facial and I just want and, and I just okay. So if you watch Iyanla Fix My Life, if you've watched it, you already know it's like the 5 stages of grief. I've said it before. People come in, they want you to side with them. Number one, they want to tell you their story. You just eat it and side with them automatically. Two, they're defensive. When you don't side with them, when you call them out on their portion of what's going on, how they must be accountable, they don't care for that. And then, thirdly, what do? They come in because they think they know what it is you're expecting of them, and they give that to you. All right. Not knowing you got a couple of more days of work, a couple of more hours of work that you have to do that really, really proves that you understand what you need to do to move forward. Well, Tamar comes in it's full theatrical performance. That trout mouth cry, but no tears, and put your head down. No tears. No tears. There are no tears. Are you waiting for tears? because there's no tears. Okay, and I just and I'm just so sorry. Uh, I was just everybody fell for it. Everybody did. Everybody wanted this to be over too, but everybody fell for it. Everybody fell for it. Like a couple of them was trying to, like Tony wasn't crying, Trina was crying, but Trina also thinks that she would have been good friends with her sister Tony if they wasn't family. So she's the optimistic sister, obviously. But again, everybody else confessions gets drowned out because Tamar's has to be the grandest, the most theatrical, the biggest production. And I just move forward. Still no tears. Still no tears. Um, and I'm like, well, when is the walkout? When is Iyanla gonna mention the molestation or reference it for Tamar to walk out? Like, when is that gonna happen? That couldn't have been the first walkout because the girl back now. Why they make it seem like she walked out and shut the whole show down? She didn't. Did she? Is it did they mix it up? What's going on? Like, where's the mention of molestation? It's odd to me. It's an odd set of circumstances. Like when you have all of these smoke and mirrors, you have to understand that the truth is rarely there. You're not going to have these smoke and these mirrors and all this cover up and all these theatrics and these dramatics, and the truth is still present. It's more than likely not present. Okay, that girl went to the car, she regrouped, she did what she had to do to wrap this thing up. She got that done, she gave us a full production, and then she came right off of there. Okay, and she talked about that woman and she dragged that woman. Okay, I don't know what they got on the cutting room floor. I'm just telling you what we saw. It looked like you pretended to get what she was telling you, like you were making a breakthrough. When reality, you then go on Wendy Williams and you drag that lady and you talk about her show and you talk about her credibility. I have heard Miss Evelyn talk about it on TMZ about the molestation. She still seems very disconnected to the conversation. I've heard Traci go on a radio show. I heard a little snippet of her being on a radio show, and she confesses that she was molested on one side of the family. So I'm like, you got a family full of girls, and one or two of them have been molested. Like, what the hell is really going on? We still don't know. This family is about the cover up. I'm telling you, it's about the cover up. I'm telling you, it's not everybody, but everybody participates in the cover up. Not everybody's got theatrics going on or disingenuous behavior going on, but everybody participates in the cover up because that is what we are taught. We are taught you go hard for your siblings, you take up for your siblings, you don't go against your siblings like that. Like, we stick together, we stand together. Family's all you got. And when she did that production, nobody else questioned her. Like, it was a wrap from there. And we gained nothing. We learned nothing. But once again, Tamar proves herself to be a bit of a liar. I'm not saying she lied about the molestation. I'm just saying she's a bit of a liar. She's a bit of a non-truth teller. You know, whether it's in actions, omissions, theatrics, dramatics, she does not tell the full-on truth, and that's my assessment of it. Unless we really can sit down and unpack this thing, what y'all continue to see from these Braxton sisters, as especially Tamar, is stunts and shows. That's my opinion. Stunts and shows. People who have spent a lifetime hiding are very, very good at keeping the facade going through gestures, through animation, theatrics, dramatics. It's all smoke and mirrors, just like the eyelashes. It's to mask something: nervousness, anxiety. It's never about her sister's eyelashes, okay? It's to mask something. Just like all of these grand gestures, it's to mask something. just like this final speech, as heartfelt as all the ladies, all the sisters said it was. Everybody except Tony. I don't know if Tony, I can't remember, but it's meant to move you past this place where you want to continue to keep me uncomfortable, to keep me nervous, to keep me exposed. That's all I'm saying. Y'all tell me what you think. I think it was funny that, I mentioned in my comment that I felt like Tamar was in my last video about this. I felt like Tamar was a lot like Evelyn and Trina. I mean, Tawanda and Trina was talking about it when they were talking to Iyanla on their one-on-one. And Iyanla said that Tamar is acting out that which Miss Evelyn feels. I still have not grasped exactly what that means. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Put down below. Like, how can she know everything that her mama is feeling? What is going on? What y'all think? Y'all tell me. Let me know what y'all think about my assessment of this part two. Put it down below. Let's talk about it. Let's banter. Okay, you guys. Until next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.